All right, hello and welcome everybody to the Laser Distractions. I hope you can hear me okay. I got the little wireless mic, hopefully charged right. I tested it and it made a little green thing move, so I guess you can hear me okay. Anyway, welcome everybody. I'm going to be working on some more Christmas stuff, some stuff I started last week. But I wanted to talk about a couple of things before I get started. First of all, let me show you. I'm always talking about that website, Amid.com, the one that Sean told me about. I got to be careful. This thing still feels like it's still a little bit sticky. But I made this little Santa's mailbox thing, or they call it a Christmas mailbox. If you go to that website, got it right here, this one, and type in Christmas mailbox. This is what you'll see. Now, this is a little different because I customized this one a little bit. And also, the picture that you see on that website does not match the files that you get. So it's somebody else has already customized it. But anyway, I did this and just finished putting some lacquer on it. Still a wee bit sticky, seems like. So I'll let it get all cured and stuff. But I was pretty happy with the way that one turned out. Let's see, what else have I got? I also wanted to let y'all know about another website that it's nothing new, I guess, and maybe I'm the last one to hear about it. But it's I was watching a video the other day, and this guy was talking about designbundles.net. So I thought I would share that, and in case any of y'all haven't heard of it, in fact, I'll come over here and we'll take a look at it real quick. Let's see here. Yeah, this has got a lot of free stuff, but it's also they have some paid stuff on here. So, but if you look across the top here, they got a lot of different things, and then it says free design, so you can get free SVG files, sublimation designs, free laser files, and then all free products. So one thing I will tell you about this, and this is pretty much true with all of them these days, when it's a site where you can get free stuff with the cookies and stuff they use on their websites, you will get emails and all that kind of stuff. So just be aware of that. Plus there's ads and stuff that will pop up too. But hey, everybody's trying to make a buck. So, but I thought I would show that site in case anybody hadn't heard of that one. Let's see. Rob is here. How you doing, Rob? Thank you for the sound check. Alan's here. How you doing, Alan? Polly wants a crafter here. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Okay, one other thing I want to mention before I get started messing around here is, I always talk about my, I'm an affiliate for Omtech. I've made no secret. They sent me that machine. I didn't buy it. They just sent it to me. So I'm also an affiliate for them and kind of doing some work for them with videos and stuff like that. And I noticed that when they set up my original affiliate account, they had it where my discount code was Dave Gatton 3 off, which meant you got 3% off of your total order. Well, I was a little disappointed in that because it's not hard to go find somebody that's got a 5% discount code. So I contacted my contact with Omtech and said, hey, look, I wouldn't blame anybody at all that even after me showing them the machine and all and getting them fired up to buy an Omtech, that they go somewhere else and use somebody else's link because, it's money. 3% off a $5,000 purchase. I'm using that because that's about what it's a little under that, I guess, what that machine would be. It was $150, but 5% is $250. So anyway, they got back with me pretty quick, and they have changed my coupon code. So now I can get people 5% off just like everybody else. And I haven't seen anybody with one bigger than 5%. So I feel like I'm in the game now. It's more of a level playing field, trying to compete against other folks that have a bigger discount. But anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there because Christmas is coming up and y'all been good, so you might want to get yourself one. I don't know, but all right, let's see. Okay, one other thing, what I'm going to be working on tonight is, and I'm going to show you part of it here. My good friend Larry Galt, longtime Gattoneer, he sent me a link the other day. And he goes, "Hey, this would be cool to make," and it was. I've got the link right here, and we can take a look at it too if you want. But it's a Thingiverse file, and it's for a Christmas train. In fact, let me come back over here and let's see. Did I bookmark that? Nuts. I guess I didn't. But let me go find it right quick. But yeah, that's the item number too, that 190-2374. So, but if you don't remember that, you can just come to Thingiverse and put in Christmas train. And it is right here. Let me get let's get this back up. So this is, there's a picture of the whole train. It's files for all of this stuff. It's got a little, they call it Christmas train because it's, kind of decorated up for Christmas. But if you wanted to, you could either leave some of this stuff off or make a second one and swap it out. And, you could have this sitting on your fireplace mantle or something year round. If you just, edit it and take the Christmassy stuff off. But anyway, it's a cool little train. When Larry sent it to me and I looked at it, I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, this thing is made for 3mm. And of course, I don't have any 3mm. The stuff I use is more like 3.6mm. It's supposedly 5/32 or so. Always measures about 1.14 or something like that. But and I also have the let's bring this up because this is the PDF. This one has really good instructions on how to put this thing together. There's the parts, and there he's got the steam locomotive put together. But I went through, and what I did is, the last week I was showing I did the show from my office, and I was showing how to use that tool in Lightburn to adjust slots and stuff. Well, when I got ready to try this out, I thought I'm going to try something different. So what I did there's not that much difference between 3 millimeter and 3.6 millimeter. So I thought I'm going to try to do this one by scaling the whole model until the notches are 3.6. And that's what I did. And then I came out here and I ran the parts for this thing and thought, well, I'll test it with this because theoretically it should work, and it worked like a charm. Everything, you just scale the whole thing. And so it's only, slightly bigger than what the other one would be for 3 millimeters, but it came out really nice. And let me tell you, that's a bunch of parts right there. There's some little teeny tiny parts and some parts you can't even see, but trying to put all this together with super glue and not getting it all over my fingers and, and getting stuff stuck together wrong and all that. It was a challenge, but I really like it. Now it's still raw. I haven't put any lacquer or anything on it. So this is the first part that I ran. And since it came out so good, what I'm going to try to do is finish up running the rest of it. And I've also been thinking about something, there's cold snap coming for everybody. I don't think anybody's not going to have some really super cold weather. And in fact, our governor's already declared a state of emergency and all that. They're telling everybody don't go out Friday because you'll get frostbite and all this kind of stuff. So it's going to be freaking cold. So I about decided that although my 2 little space heaters that I have out here, and I only have one going now, but I've had 2 of them running all day, except for when I'm running the laser. Then I turn one of them off because I don't want to overload the circuit. But I've got it up to about 70 degrees or so. But it's not that cold outside right now. It's about 45. And the way they're predicting this stuff, I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to try to take a chance of having to try to babysit these space heaters and try to keep it above freezing, because I'm not running any antifreeze. I don't want to run any of that RV antifreeze stuff. I'm just running distilled water. So I think what I'm going to do is tomorrow afternoon, and I've been running about 2 months anyway, so it wouldn't hurt me to change out the water. I think what I'm going to do is drain it and then just not run it till we get past this cold snap, which should be Monday. That's what they're talking. It's going to be really cold, probably not even get up above freezing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I think my plan is just to, since I was thinking about changing the water anyway, draining it out, and then that way I won't have to stress over worrying about that glass tube and all that stuff. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, so I'm going to try to I'm going to run the next batch tonight, right now, as soon as I adjust the program. And then I'm going to run the other one tomorrow before I drain it. And then I'll have plenty of stuff to play with because I can finish putting all this train together. Let's see. Let me catch some comments here. Yeah, Jerry, that's pretty good. Ryan says that's cool. Yeah, it came out really nice. I'm normal, and even if you look right in there, it's even got some engraving like for the boiler and stuff. It's pretty detailed. Ryan says, looks like the camera is freaking out again. Yeah, it probably is because I moved that paper Oh, you're talking about this camera. It may be. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an app for this one, so I don't know. Last week I think it was. I was talking about. Hey, let me welcome Alan. I see he's here watching live. How you doing, Alan? I was talking about that I'd been so good I might buy myself a rotary. I think I'm going to cancel that. Not that I haven't been good, but I think instead of buying a rotary, I think I'm going to go ahead and plan on getting a new computer as my next big purchase, because I'm tired of cameras messing up and I'm tired of this pokey laptop back here. Hopefully it'll get through it tonight. But yeah, I think I'm going to do that instead. But I'm going to wait until right after Christmas, see if they have some after Christmas sales or something. So that's probably what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to try to switch this. Let's see. Let me just go ahead and make it big. This is and when you get those files for this train, it's in 3 different pieces. This is the second batch. Like I said, the first batch is nothing but all the parts for the steam locomotive part. This, I think, has I think it's the caboose and then one of the other cars too, I think. So anyway, I haven't touched it. I brought it in. I still have to scale it up, so I'm going to do that real quick and then throw some stuff into a blank, and then we'll start it cutting, and then while it's cutting, I'll come back and chat. So let me move back here. Hopefully this laptop will keep up. Sometimes it has a lot of trouble trying to keep up. So what I do, and I hope y'all can see it. If you can't, let me know. So what I do is I open up this little measuring thing, and I just come here and I start looking at some of these. See, that one says 299, 3, 3, 3. So I know that I need to scale this up until this gets to 3.6. Now, if anybody knows a secret trick on how to do this and get it exact, I would love to know what it is in Lightburn. I'm used to using software packages that when you want to scale something, as long as you know what it is now and what you want it to be, you can just put that percentage in there or whatever, or do the math in a calculator built into it, and it will scale right to it. But I don't know how to do that with this. So I've been doing it like so, just grabbing it like this, scaling it, stopping, coming over here, grabbing this tool again, and come in and see I'm at 3.44. So 3.45. So I know I got to go a little bit more. This doesn't seem like a very good way to do it to me, but like I said, if anybody knows another way, I'm all ears. Because, all right, let's come back here. All right, got to go the other way a little bit. 373, so I'm going to be a little too big. Oops, what am I doing here? Come on, Dave. Okay, so let me bring it back just a little bit. Like I said, this doesn't seem like a good method at all to me to do it this way, but right now this is the only way I know how. Okay, 3.62, 3.64. Almost there. So I just got to go just a hair smaller. Let's see where that gets me. The first time I did it, I hit it on about the second try. Okay, there we go. That's 3.60, 3.61. That right there will work. And now what I normally do is I will come over here and I'll go File, Save As. I'm trying to take a peek. Yeah, it looks like the laptop's keeping up pretty good. And you can see what I did with this first one. It says Christmas Train 1 scaled to 3.66. I'm going to hit this. And save it as that. That way I haven't really messed up the other one. If I ever try to run one with some 3mm. So now we should have 3.61, 6, 6.1, 6. Okay, so that'll work. Let me check the comments, see if anybody knows of a okay, I don't see any comments there that pertain to me. So okay, so now let me draw my blank here. And I'm just going to draw out my thing. I'll make that color. And then I want to change, I'll change this to inches and do it this. I try to do everything a different way each time I show you so you can see different. Oops, I have to undo that. Okay, so there I got 12 by 19. Let me lock that back. And we'll also flip that back to millimeters. So now it looks like I should be able to take this and rotate it 90. And it should fit in there. There's actually some room for some more stuff, but I'm just going to run this little bit tonight because as you can see, that right there is a good bit. That'll keep me busy for a while. And the other part is not really that busy or that many parts. It's about half that many, I think. So, okay, so this blue that you see at a speed of 200 and power 15, it's just going to kind of engrave or mark this fancy stuff on here. And then it'll be cutting at 10 and 30. So, and if we look at this, we can see that the estimated time is about 20 minutes. You might be able to tell I've already got the chiller running back there. Okay, so this is going to take about 20 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and get the blank lined up and we'll get it started up and then I can chat with you guys while this is running. Tell you what, I'm really digging these I should have switched cameras, I guess. I'll put this one over here. I'm really digging these little hold down things that I made the other day. They work fantastic. And my favorite thing about them is they're such low profile that you can frame and go right over them. All right, let's frame this. All right, looks like we're good. Let me check the focus. I think this was, yeah. I'm trying to get in the habit of checking the focus every time because I switch sometimes now between a quarter and at 5/32. So I want to make sure I've got the focus correct. Let's see if I can find my board. That's not the right one, is it? Here we go. I'm gonna try to put something on here to help get rid of that crummy. I guess I've moved the camera since last time, but you'll be able to see most of it there. All right, let's get this fan on. Turn the laser switch on. And we should be ready to go. Okay, I'm going to stop that just for a second and change the speed. I think that's a little bit fast for, I normally don't run it that fast. I don't know why it was set like that. There we go. Okay, that's going to take a little bit. So let's see here. Sean says, what was the final percentage of the increased size of the model? Well, it's not much. Let me grab a calculator because I went from 3 to 3.6. That's what I needed to make it. So it's actually 1.2 scale. So it's not, like I said, it's not that big a difference, but it's enough that if I don't change it, my stuff isn't going to fit when I go to put it together. And on that last one, on the train, the other train that I was holding up, you saw that I had changed it to like 3.66. That was a little bit snug. It was, so I figured the 3.6 is what I've been running on some stuff since then, like the little mailbox that I showed at the beginning of the show. So that's and if I, let's see, you ask for percentage. So if I take, yeah, it's going to be one point, the scale of 1.2, 1.2 to 1 is what the scale will be. Jerry said he still needs to get light burn. Yeah. I'll tell you, Jerry, I love that stuff. It's the next best thing since sliced bread, I think. Um, let's see if I can, let me do this. Not that y'all really need to see me, but okay, let's see. Trying to catch up on the comments here. Yeah, you can get the 30-day trial, Jerry. And if you're just getting it right now, you've just got diode lasers, right? It's only $60 for the license for that, and then another 60 when you buy your CO2 laser. Ryan says you can pay for it at your leisure and get to play in the meantime. Yep. JR's here. Speaking of generators, thinking of getting something like a dual fuel 13 kilowatt or higher unit. Anyone have a brand or model recommendation? I don't know of one. Okay. Somebody's asking JR what the wine is tonight. Okay. William's joining us. How you doing, William? Let me check the time on that. It's been going just under 5 minutes, and it has finished the marking part, and it's now starting to cut. I will take a seat here. My seat feels sticky from the overspray of that lacquer I was spraying a while ago, it looks like. So. Jerry says, my big thing is need to get an enclosure rolling so I can use the laser after I start the trial. But remember, I am the guy that got this Revolution CNC in May and have yet to load the software and run it. Did you get it all put together? That's a big job right there, just getting that thing put together. Oh, yeah, Ryan says, diode laser, then go to last week's show. Not this show, but the other show, the Hobby CNC with Dave. Use Dave's link to SaintSmart. That light burn license was $51 instead of $60. Yeah. I don't know how, I guess you can see it fairly well. So, all right, Jerry says it is together and ready. Even went back and Loctite on the screws. Got a stand put together and the computer is on the floor here. I just have to load it. Okay. I think you'll have a lot of fun with that thing. Now, you run a rotary axis at all, like with your other CNC, or is this? I don't remember seeing you ever run one. So there is a little bit of a learning curve on doing that, but you can get a lot of cool stuff. Most of the stuff I got was uh, 3D models from Thingiverse that are, some of them were really made for 3D printing, but I would just bring them into VCar Pro and do a little finagling to get them to work with a rotary. But they're a lot of fun. Jerry says, no, I've been watching videos though, and plans are big for this machine. Okay. All righty. When I did the Hobby CNC with Dave show last Saturday, I asked the viewers, because they asked me if I was going to do a show this Saturday, which will be Christmas Eve. And I said, well, let me know in the chat if you want me to. And most of the people said yes. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do one now or not. I'd originally planned on it, but it's going to be so dadgum cold that if I do one, it'll probably be just me sitting in there at my office, because I just don't know that I want to try to be out here when it's like, you know, 5 degrees outside or something. So I do not like cold weather. This is gonna be a long 3 days for me and Jack. I can tell you that right now. Man, YouTube has got one heck of a lag tonight. Yeah, I could always, of course, I can always do the show from my office in there. But I had really planned on. I've got both the Sane Smart LC-50 Plus, the one I did the live stream on last week, and of course I've got the Enjoy Wood sitting over there right next to it. And I was kind of gonna take turns putting each one in the bed of my Omtech, and then using, because even if I drain the water and have it, I can still turn that exhaust fan on and stick those diode lasers inside there and use that as my enclosure. But I just don't know that I want to do that if it's going to be cold. And like I say, it might be 5 or 10 degrees outside. That means it's going to be, well, I don't know what. It hadn't been that cold for a long time, so I don't know what it would be out here. But it'll be too cold for me, I guarantee you. So, yeah. Well, I wasn't really too worried about it anyway, because I told folks, there wouldn't really be any specific topic, because, it's probably going to be a pretty light crowd. It is Christmas Eve, so, at 9 o'clock on Christmas Eve, people probably got a lot better things to do than tune in to watch that. So let me check the time on this again. All right, it's at 12 minutes, so should have about 8 minutes or so to go. I want to ask, is Alan still out there? I want to ask Alan because I know he's got an Omtech. Alan, if you're still out there, I got a question for you about your Omtech laser. I have about 99.9% of the time when I go to run a program, I just click start in Lightburn and it shoots it over to the laser, loads it in that temporary file, and then runs it. In fact, that's what it's doing right now. And this is probably one of the longest programs I've ran. I'm trying to think. No, I think I ran one that was 30 minutes one time. But anyway, I've never had any problem with the machine just stopping. I see people in that Facebook group talk about the machine will just stop, and then people will say, oh, well, you need to not send it from Lightburn. You need to send it from Lightburn to the machine and then run it from the machine controller. And I was just wondering if you do that. So I did try it the other day just so I could say I've done it, because so far everything I've done, when I click start from right there in Lightburn, it shoots it over to the laser, puts it in that little temporary file, and runs it fine without any problem. And, you know, like I said, I kept seeing other people say they have problems, and it makes me think, you know, back to the problems people have running their CNCs with the laptop. They fire up a long program and then they're not touching that laptop. And so it's got some kind of, you know, either a screensaver or some kind of a power saver thing. That's what I'm thinking, that a lot of these folks running these lasers probably don't have all that stuff turned off. And they're no doubt connected to the internet. And that's probably what's happening. But in mine, I have all that stuff turned off. And I think that's why I can run these longer programs, running it straight from Lightburn, and not have to send it over like they talk about. All right, let me get caught up. Jerry says it will be a fight to get to the house to 70, let alone the shop. Okay. Okay. Jerry says, I don't know who you're talking about. I have zero to do and all day to do it. Okay. Good deal. Sean says, this is cool. This was one of the main reasons I bought my laser, was to do models like this train. Yeah. I've got a bunch of other model stuff. You know, Eiffel Tower, dinosaurs, T-Rex, all that kind of stuff. I just haven't run anything like that yet. But when Larry Galt sent me the link to this train and said, yeah, there's also a video. Tyler Dalton, I don't know if you guys know him. He's called the Artesian Pirate. He did one. He cut one out with a diode laser, which must have taken a really long time. But he did the whole train. And that's the video that Larry sent me the link to. But when I watched that, and also just looking at the train, I thought, yeah, that's pretty cool. I wanna try that. So, okay, Alan's popped in here. He says, mine is like yours. I press start and off to the races she runs. I've ran some 3-hour engraves on some large cedar shutters directly from Lightburn. Okay, well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that probably the people that are having trouble, they're probably running it from a laptop. They probably don't have all the power saving stuff on, and their USB ports probably going to sleep or something. Same kind of thing. It's a CNC machine, just like a CNC router. Uh, but I've just, I had somebody comment on one of the videos that I put out about the Omtech, and they were saying, oh yeah, well you need, he was making a suggestion. He wasn't being a jerk, but he was like, yeah, well you need to send it to the machine and run it from there. Otherwise, and I told him, I said, well, until I have that problem, I'm just going to keep doing it the way I'm doing it. Because now I can kind of see if, for example, if I had another blank to prepare like this one, it probably would be smarter to take Lightburn and send that to the laser, then use the laser controller to pull up that file, get that started, and then while it's running, I could open up a new file in Lightburn and mess around and not have to worry about messing something up. But I normally get my files prepared in the comfort of my office, and then I bring them out here on that little flash drive, and that's how I do it. So normally when I'm running it, I'm not messing around with Lightburn doing anything else. I'm just basically watching it run. Should be getting close here. Let me take a look. Every time I get up without my glasses, can't see nothing without them. Yeah, it's 19 minutes and about 30 seconds right now, so should be done in just a little bit. And it looks like everything is cutting all the way through. I can see it, the little stuff dropping through, so it's not, shouldn't be any problem with anything sticking. I probably should try to rig up a camera from inside there somehow. I have to be careful too when I pull this out, because at least with that steam locomotive part, there were some pieces that when I looked, I'm thinking, okay, I think this is just scrap. And then as I got in there to put it together and looking at the directions, I'm like, oh, I was supposed to save that piece. So I actually had to come back out here and cut a couple little, they were just little T-shaped pieces. They didn't really look like they were apart. All right, it's at 21 minutes right now. Like I said, this thing normally runs a little bit longer than what Lightburn says. Not very much, but a little bit. I know you can't see what it's cut now because it's right under where those boards are, but if I move those, you still can't see anything because of the glare from that shop light. Jerry says, I have about 200 sheets of 3mm ball supply. I hope it works. I got way too much, I think. Well, I hope it cuts good for you, because this stuff I'm cutting, I've mentioned it before, but for anybody that hadn't heard me say it, it's some of this stuff that I order from Home Depot. This is a box of, they call it 5/32. Like I said, 5/32 is decimal is 0.156, but it usually measures about 0.140 to 145, somewhere in there. I've noticed since it's gotten colder that it's 140 instead of 145. So I don't know what the weather's got to do with it, but apparently it's the air's drier or something. All right, there we go. It finished at 22 minutes and 58 seconds. And let me move this out of the way. I made, when I did these little boxes, I got this where you can't even see it. When I did these for that demo last week, I've used these now to collect the little parts when I'm running something like this. I just throw everything in one of these little wooden boxes, and then I can take it into the house where I'm going to be doing my glue up. Man, that just cuts. I guess y'all can see that. This cuts so nice. Okay, you can see that this is one of the cars here. I'm going to throw this in here. I think that's scrap, but if I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, sometimes it's hard to tell what is the scrap piece. I think this is the bottom of the coal car. And I don't know, you probably couldn't tell when you were watching this run, but the guy designed this with these three pieces all together and then just had a line. So I have to make sure that I turn on, don't cut overlapping lines. Otherwise it'll go back over that twice. Same thing here. It will cut those apart. I think that's scrap, but I'll put that in there. Looks like I may need another little box here. Some of these parts, I didn't know what they were the first time I ran them, but now that I put the locomotive together, I know that these are the axles. You take two pieces and glue them together like so. And if you do it right, the wheels will still turn if you don't get any glue on the wheels. I managed to keep my wheels where they still roll. Okay, that looks like that might be a part, so I'm going to throw that in here. I think all that other stuff is dropped. Now let me come back over here. Trying to scroll down on. Well, let's see. Okay, those parts were in there. So that's the coal car. So I've got those pieces over there. And then I'm not sure that other one. I'm glad I picked those pieces up right there because they are apparently. Yeah, that's how you hook them together. Okay, yeah. Then this is the. I think this is the other one. I don't remember seeing those pieces, but. Okay, maybe it's this one. Is what I got. The log carrying car. Okay, so let's see. Let me catch up here on the comments. Okay. Alan says there's a section in settings where you can have light burn, read your machine settings. And after I did that, the playtime was within 15 seconds. I usually use those times for custom engraving quote. Yeah, Alan, I think you've kind of answered what I'm about to ask, but I've noticed that on pretty much everything I run, it's always longer, but just by a few seconds. You know, if I get something that says it's going to be 9 minutes, it might take 9 minutes and 6 seconds or 9 minutes and 12 seconds. It's never very much. In fact, let me look again. If I grab my glasses. This thing here said okay, it said total time 20 minutes and 13 seconds. And that took, I know why. No, I did change the speed on that one and slowed it down. So it took 22:58 and it says 20:13. So that's probably the biggest difference I've had since I've been running this thing. Usually of course, for me, that's a fairly long run. Normally, it's just a few seconds longer runtime than what the estimated is. Jerry says, watch the buddy assemble a Marvel machine laser kit. Seen some files on Etsy for those. Yeah, I didn't. I can't think of his name. Messy Studio. What's his name? Starts with a B. Can't think of his name. Didn't he recently do Billy Burke? That's who it is. Didn't he recently buy one of those and put it together? Okay, Rob says, Dave, to resize, select everything. Make sure the padlock is locked. Go up to the measurements and change the percentage. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. He's telling me. He's not asking. He's telling me. So on the light burn, I'm trying to see where there's a percentage. Oh, okay. It's right there. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. If I'd have looked closer, I'd have seen it. It's right there. It's right there beside the other thing where you see the dimension. Okay. That would be easier. Now you will have to do the math to figure out what that is. You know, Billy Burr. Yeah, thank you, Jerry. I draw a blank sometimes. It's right there, and I just can't get it out. Got it on a Black Friday special. Yeah, it looked pretty cool. The only thing about it, I saw him. He was cranking, and I'm thinking, I'd have to motorize that thing. I'd have to put some kind of motor on it where you just flip a switch and sit back and watch it. Yeah. But anywho, well, all right. I guess that's going to get me something to do, and then tomorrow. That looks like. I think this is the other. I think I got the cold car and the caboose. I think that's what I just cut. So tomorrow, I will come out here and cut. Let me bring it up on the screen over there, because this is what I've cut today. So I'll save that in case I'm missing any parts and have to come back out here tomorrow. But this is all I've got left to cut. And as you can see, it's just the log carrying car and whatever that other one was. Oh, it's that those sides go on there. So see that, so that won't take nothing. Let's see how long it says to cut that. Yeah, 8 minutes and 25 seconds. So that won't take long at all. So I'll get that cut tomorrow before I shut down the laser and drain the water and get ready for that cold snap. Yeah, NEMA 17 for sure would do it. Alan says, "Do you have a link to his plan? Are you? I guess you're talking about the marble machine." I think that's. I have a link to the train. I showed that earlier. I don't know if you were here, Alan. If you want the train, it's right there on Thingiverse, and the item number is 190-2374. But I think you were probably talking about the oh, you were talking about the train. Okay. Well, then that's it right here. Just go to Thingiverse and search for, well, you can put in a search Christmas train, and that'll find it real easy. Or that number right there is the item number 190-2374. So, all right. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up for tonight. If anybody's, if this is anybody's first time here, you may not know, but we do a little after thing once I sign off. If anybody wants to come join me as kind of like a private hangout thing, send me a direct message in Facebook Messenger, because I'll have that open. And then I will send you the link and you can come hang out. We'll hang out a while and not talk face to face because we're still virtual, but won't look like I'm just talking to myself. So if anybody wants to do that, I'll get out of here. Okay, Sean's grab the link and put it in the chat. Thank you, Sean. Get out of here. And wants to join me for your book, and we will talk then. Anyway, thank you all for being channel members. You'll see your name scroll by in the outro if you stay to watch it. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you making all this possible. You guys in Omtech make all this possible. So anyway, for those of you who want to hang out, we'll see you in a little bit. For everybody else, have a Merry Christmas, and we will see y'all later.